What is the best movie that you have ever seen? Why do you think that movie is the best? Has the movie affected your life? Can you tell me about it? So, please tell us your story.
Okay, this camera, right? Okay. My name is Timothy Park, and I'm a Korean by the look, but I lived in abroad for a while in the United States and South Carolina for 5 years, and that's why I learned how to speak English and stuff, and that's me. Good to see you. The best movie, well, there's actually a lot of them, but if I have to choose one, it'll be District 9 that came out in 2009. It's a sci-fi movie talking about the story of the alien refugees in the South Africa.
My favorite movie is called The Music Man. It's an old movie. It's about a traveling salesman named Harold Hill. And Harold Hill arrives in River City, Iowa to sell band instruments to the town. He wants to sell instruments and books and uniforms. He's a schemer, so he's trying to cheat the town out of money, and then he'll leave once he has his money. But every time the townsfolk try to see that he's a fraud, he uses his fast-talking skills to get them singing and having a good time, and then he runs away and makes his exit.
I think my favorite movie ever, and I've seen a lot of movies, but the first one that really comes to my mind is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. It's a comedy movie, but it's done by Wes Anderson, who's kind of a very unusual perspective.
My best is Blindness, released in 2008. This movie's main character is Julianne Moore and Malcolm father, as you know, which is like most. This movie is based on a novel. This movie story is about the one guy suddenly stopped blind without any visions, and other people who contact with him lost their eyesight too. The government organized a quarantine for the blind, including a power, in a record the Leslie as unknown. And Moore follows him, even if she is not blind.
The movie shows how human reacts to this kind of situation. They help them first, but after that they start treating them so badly, and the main character kind of ends up being a savior for them, so that's kind of story.
The movie is a little bit of a mockumentary, a documentary kind of made with comedy, and it's about a man who, it's based on the life of Jacques Cousteau, who's a famous diver who used to make movies, but it's not really about Jacques Cousteau, it's about a fictional character named Steve Zissou. And a shark eats his friend, and so he makes a movie about himself hunting to try to kill the shark that murdered his friend. It's very strange, but very funny.
If I were any of the characters in The Music Man, I would be Professor Harold Hill, because he's a happy guy, of course, and he's the star of the movie. I want to be a star. So he can sing and he can dance, and he ends up happy in the end. I just want to have a happy ending, don't you?
I don't want to be any character in the movie, because, okay, first of all, it is horrible. Alien conflict with the human mobs out there, and most major characters end up dying or suffering in a very horrible way. So I don't know, if I don't have a choice, I would like to be one of those aliens called a Prof.
Can you see the mirror? This is a restaurant in the movie. The Moore who's been watching the whole situation said this. When people recover their eyesight, we see and feel everything. However, can we totally recognize everything happening around us? This movie teaches us about the nature of a human being and irrational system.
Usually people react differently to the different kind of people that doesn't look like them. They become suspicious and not friendly because they're different and strange, and usually people don't like strange stuff. And that's where this movie comes in. It shows the clear message that how cruel human can be to another being or to a different person that has a different background, different skin color, and the eye color. So yes, it talks about very huge issue nowadays. So it was quite interesting.
I don't know if it's the best movie in the world, but for me, it's a movie that I remember after I watched it. You know, some movies you see and you're like, wow, that was a great movie. But this was a movie that I saw it and I thought, wow, I want to see this movie again. And I want to see it again and again and again. Every time I see it, I find something new, something interesting, you know, some aspect of it that I didn't see before. And I always look forward to seeing it again.
I think that movie is the best because it's a classic American film with a happy ending. It's a musical from 1962, so it's very old, but it's a nice story, a love story, where love prevails. Love conquers all. It's humorous, and it gives you a good feeling to watch.
I was interested in psychology after watching this movie. This movie, which is describing darkly in front of human psychology and diversity, makes me interested in psychology. So I keep this interesting about psychology, even if it is not related to my job. I hope you are interested in psychology like we like it. I really recommend you to watch this movie.
After I watched this movie, I had to rethink about myself. I questioned myself about my judgment, about how I used to judge people like skin color sometimes, even though I'm not really racist. But you know, sometimes we have our own opinions, and this movie made me ask myself again, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right judgment?
I don't know. I mean, one of the themes in the movie is about, you know, regrets and looking back at your life and whether or not, you know, the things in your life, you know, the decisions you made in your life were good decisions and how to live a good life after making bad decisions. So I think that, you know, I don't know, I mean, if it really changed my life, but I always loved that part of it, you know, kind of, when it's about an old man, and I'm not as old as he is, although getting older all the time. But I think that maybe when I get to that age, I will have some kind of regrets and will think back on my life. And I hope that, you know, at the end of the movie, even though he has regrets, he still lives a very happy life. And I hope that I have the same thing. Yeah, is that it?
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, guys. That was easy.
When our eyes are watching a movie, our heart, in fact, is watching something bigger and listening to what the movie is talking about, through whom and then how we accept it. Sometimes it turns into realization. Movies become your thoughts, and therefore your life. Listen carefully, watch carefully. Your life is the most brilliant, the best movie.
Personally, but whenever I see the movie on TV, I always stop and watch it. And, the acting is so great that even though I've seen the movie thousands of times, I can still watch it again and again. Okay, that's it. Oh, okay.